I want to get some voices in from corporate India. Sunil Kant Munjal, Chairperson of Hero Enterprises, joins us. Mr. Munjal, the government's focus this time seems to have been to create some cheer for the Aam Aadmi, leaving money on the table, about 1 lakh rupees extra for those who pay up to say 25 lakh rupees of, who have an income of about 25 lakh rupees. How do you see this money most likely to be used, and what kind of a multiplier impact do you think this will have, and its potential impact of this 1 lakh crore rupees on spurring growth?
So first, I think it's a very welcome move. And as you heard this from many people by now, it benefits individuals, it benefits families, it benefits overall. You know, industry for a while has been saying we are unable to invest too much in capital, in additional capex to create new capacity because capacity utilization is not very high. So the economy, the burden was being taken mostly by infra spend by the government. This will now allow consumption to go up. So this money, I believe, will be used in 3 different ways. Some of it will go towards savings. As you know, our savings rate had come down from 31 to 26%. Some will go to investments and paying off the debt that individuals and families had taken. And the rest of it will go into consumption. Each of these has a plus, as a multiplier on the economy, as a positive multiplier in the economy. Let me talk about the last one first, which is the consumption. As consumption grows, the need to produce more goods and services grows, and therefore the need for industry to invest and create more capacity, thereby creating short-term benefit and also creating jobs, thereby creating long-term benefit. So it has a win-win for all concerned. And this is a request that we had been making. In fact, we had gone a step further. We have even said you can give expenditure vouchers as cash, as to be used as cash by individuals and families, but giving a direct tax reduction is even better. And you were right when you were saying a little bit earlier, people had expected some reduction, but I don't think anybody had expected such a significant reduction of bringing the ceiling straight from 7 to 12 lakhs in one go. I think it's a very welcome move. But also overall, if you see the 3 or 4 interesting things that have been done in this budget. One is focusing on the fundamentals of the building blocks, things like agriculture, productivity, innovation, research, education, healthcare, increasing capacity of seats in IITs, increasing capacity in medical colleges, adding cancer daycare facility in each district across the country. It's actually quite widespread. If you see the line items, there is a very large number of...
No, but do you think the government should have been more ambitious in its growth target for next year? You know, they're first saying that this slowdown in growth is just very temporary. It's a shallow slowdown. There'll be a bounce back in Q3, Q4 this year. And then for next year, the target is just 6.3 to 6.8%. Do you find that to be a bit of an underwhelming target? They should have taken a more ambitious target?
Yes, I think that is one area which, to my mind, there are 2 areas which are a bit of a miss. The infra spend by the government in the current year that's ongoing was 10.2 lakh crores as against the budget of over 11 lakh crores. So that's something we missed on. But the new target itself has been set at 11 something. So it's only 10% above what was actually spent, but only marginally above the actual target for last year. So that for me is one miss. We could have allowed, and she's been very ambitious in her fiscal consolidation. She has maintained a number below what she had committed herself. So which is a fantastic thing to do, by the way, because nowadays the global rating agencies are very careful to see how you're managing your fiscal consolidation, how you're managing your overall debt. I think it is a fear of not increasing debt too much that has held back this number. I do hope we will get additional resources from disinvestment, because there is a very significant potential lying there with the government of all government-owned enterprises.
No, but they seem to have given up on that as far as strategic disinvestment or big ticket, get out of business, it no longer seems to be a priority. Chief Minister Modi said it, Prime Minister Modi said it in the initial years. Now they seem to have lost their appetite for that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They're not privatizing. They're only selling blocks of their ownership. That's what they're doing. But even then, even if you keep the government ownership at 51, and let me go to an extreme case. Let's say they don't privatize anything more at all, but they sell 49% of each of the large enterprises they own. That's a very significant amount of liquidity that comes into the system.
No, but I don't know whether this is a good time, Mr. Munjal. And I want your thoughts on this. At a time when the markets have corrected from 85,000 to 77,000, is this the right time to go in? And you've got global headwinds coming your way. So even if you go out with a bold target to try and mop up from the public markets, is this the right timing?
There is never a perfect time. You can't time the market to a perfect level ever, by the way. And this is something which should have been an ongoing thing. It's not something we should be doing only when the market shoots up. I think this is something which should have been done every year. Even now, and you're right, the markets have slid back over the last few weeks. But I don't think it's a collapse of the markets. I don't think the whole system is completely out. I do think that we need to continue to operate. We need to continue, and industry will, the markets will. That's quite clear. The nervousness, part of the nervousness, is coming from external factors, which you were pushing the minister on these questions a little while ago. That what happens with the global situation, what happened with the new US administration and their announcements on tariffs or on trade deals, we don't know how that plays out. So
how much of a concern is that for you? You know, Trump threatening tariffs on Indian pharma. Minister Goyal naturally publicly tried to present a bold position that he's got things under control. But with Trump, do you ever have things under control?
I think there is some concern, but also I think India will be one of the countries that he would like to support. He's made that very clear as well, by the way, in so many different ways. So I think we have some concern. We don't have a real fear like some of the other countries should have. Our case is a little bit less of a risk from his point of view, but also because, as you know, he's a deal maker. He likes to see where the US interest lies. Today, being friends with India is a certain and a definite US interest. So he will keep that in mind as he makes any announcements, actual announcements, not just the public statements that have been made so far. But going back to your earlier question, I think 2 or 3 interesting things have been done in this budget which have gone through quite quietly and not been talked about enough. One is the setting up of a group to study all non-financial based rules, regulation, and laws. It is long overdue. All of us have been talking of cutting red tape, improving the regulations, etc. And these laws are over 100 years old. We have tinkered with them. We have scrapped many of them. We have decriminalized many of them, but that's just not enough. Doing this de novo, I think, would be a perfect solution. And I hope we don't take too long over it. If we can do something in the next 6 months to 1 year and put that in place, that would be a great service for both industry and for the nation. Also,
you make an important point. Go on, wrap up.
Yeah. Also, I think the new tax bill, which is likely to be announced in this coming week, she said it will be trust-based, it will be simple, it will be easy to read by anybody, and it will be half the size of the previous one, which gives me some hope that if we can simplify taxation, we should expect to get better compliances, lower tax rates, easier interaction with the department, more automation. I think would do a lot of good. At the same time, on 2 ends of industry, the support, some of it is written, some is implied, is the top end where India can be a global player, looking at things like technology, AI, etc., and clean energy, clean mobility. And then those which are large labor-intensive industries, textiles, leather goods, real estate, these industries absorb a lot of unskilled and semi-skilled labor. So those are the other ones which need to be held up, supported, and promoted at this moment in India. We have to work on both ends because we want to develop for India and we want to be competitive in the world.
Now, it's good that there is this focus on employment-generating sectors and an attempt to prop them up. The efficacy, of course, remains to be seen, and the efficacy of this attempt to deregulate and to reduce criminalization. Again, setting up a committee is one thing. What does the committee recommend, and how soon can we actually get it done? Sunil Munjal, for joining us with your thoughts. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.